Hi everybody, I'm here talking to Holly and her mum. Everybody requested an update. Holly, how are you?
Hello, I'm well, thank you, and I want to thank everyone for all your kind messages and comments and support. It's really helped us carry on.
Hello everybody, thank you for your support. Keep signing the petition, we're still here, and yeah, we still need to be getting out of here.
Now I've got some questions people have been asking because they're not reading the text. Would an NG tube or a peg help Holly?
Okay, so Holly has had an NG tube before, and that was replaced with a peg in June of 2022, and she continued to add food until she got to the stage where it was no longer necessary to have a feed through the tube. And she did that because she is actually intolerant to the feeds, and they made her vomit, and she used to be in terrible pain with them.
Okay, and how about the NG tube?
The NG tube is very similar, and yes, Holly?
If I can explain, the NG tube I had, I think, 5 or 6, and they never lasted very long because they kind of expire, and mine would never last more than maybe a few weeks, and obviously having them replaced was very, very traumatic. And I could feel the tube all the way in my nose, in my throat. It was just very uncomfortable sensory wise, and I was still intolerant to the feeds because it was the actual supplement they were giving that was made I was intolerant to, and I was still being sick on that supplement.
Alright, so hopefully that'll answer people's questions there. Another question is, would you be able to have a fridge in the room?
They have spoken about we can go and purchase a fridge and bring it to the room. They've only said that in the last 4 or 5 days. One of the issues is, and this may be hard for some people to understand, but just because a food is safe at home, in the home environment, it does not mean that it will be safe here in an environment where Holly is terrified constantly and traumatised. So she has chosen to eat here pre-packaged items that can just be opened and eaten straight away, rather than things that risk being stored incorrectly.
And of course, buying a fridge could aid in keeping food fresh, but where does it end? You need to buy a chopping board and a set of knives and a toaster and a kettle, and soon you've brought your entire kitchen to a hospital ward, when it could be achieved by eating a balanced and varied diet at home and not bringing an entire kitchen to a hospital ward.
Yeah. I'm trying to think if there were any other questions that were asked. Can you think of any? Someone asked what your safe foods are at home.
I have a variety of safe foods at home. I have fruits and vegetables and rices and pastas and biscuits, and I have quite a varied diet at home. Arfid varied, but still more varied than here. And my favourite food at home is crumpets.
And
you couldn't bring any of the fruit in?
Again, it goes back to the issue
it being a safe food at home, but not here.
Food at home, and it's actually quite a high risk for Holly's future well-being to risk something that is safe at home.
Yeah.
Because we could lose it very quickly. Whilst being here, we have lost a number of safe foods because of careless comments by staff about what it is she's eating or the volume she's having to eat, and that has been very damaging and upsetting for Holly, because of the 20 plus days that we've been here and probably 18 different mental health nurses. We've had one today that has heard of ARFID.
Oh, that's terrifying. Oh, people have asked, have you got a solicitor?
Yes, we do. We have a solicitor who specialises in the Mental Health Act. We have actually had them engaged prior to coming to the hospital because Holly had been threatened for some time with admittance to hospital, and we made sure that we were in a position to fight this should it happen.
This is something I've remembered now. And it's gone. That happens a lot. Oh, that's what I was going to ask. Since the video came out,
Yes.
but I just want to establish, before I came and did the video with you and we put it out,
Yes.
were you helped in any way? Was there any interventions offered, or were you literally just put in this room, told you can't leave it, and nothing was offered apart from threats?
Do you want to answer, Holly, or me?
I can answer. When we arrived here, nothing happened, and for a very long time nothing was really happening. Our first tribunal got cancelled. Every day they did something called observations, which is where they check blood pressure, temperature and oxygen levels by putting a little clip on your finger and it reads it on the machine.
Mm-hmm.
And they did that every day, and they weighed me the day I arrived, and that was all that had happened.
And once the video came out, what happened?
Once the video came out, they had a meeting, and we weren't at the meeting, they had a meeting.
How long had you been here by that time?
18 days.
18.
days.
So no intervention in 18 days.
No.
And then the video came out.
Then the video came out, and within a few days they decided to start exploration into what could be a health issue. So they did some blood tests, which weren't just regular blood tests. They kind of explored some other things which wouldn't be picked up on in a regular blood test. They did some other sample tests, and they requested a CT scan, but ended up accessing old medical records and reviewing an old CT scan due to concerns about the radiation levels that would happen from another one in such a short period of time.
How long ago was the last CT scan?
January.
Okay. And they wanted to do an X-ray as well?
They wanted to do an X-ray, but what they've decided is when the sample results come back, if there are any raised levels that they would be alarmed by, then they may still have to pursue those other tests.
Mm-hmm.
But there were two issues with the CT. One was the radiation levels in such a young girl when she's already had one this year. And the second was that the dye is iodine, and we have thyroid disease in our family. So they didn't want to do that unnecessarily until they absolutely knew they needed to.
Right. Okay.
And
The other thing, sorry.
Go on.
And the other thing that has happened is they've changed the way they weigh me, so I always wear the exact same clothes, because there was a big drama and everyone was kind of arguing, she can hold a doll if she wants to because it's stressful for her. She can wear shoes. Oh, are you wearing more bracelets today? Oh, we'll use this scale. Oh, we'll use that scale. Oh, this one's broken, and it was all over the place. But now they've got a set way they do it, so there's no more, oh this, oh that, oh blah 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 blah. Because it was coming up that I was losing weight when I wasn't losing weight. It was just no one could decide which scale or what outfit I should wear.
The other thing that's happened since the release of the video is that they have now allowed Holly to exit the ward but remain on hospital grounds. She has to be in a wheelchair, and we have to have the mental health nurse with us. Fortunately, the mental health nurses have been very
Nice.
careful about it and have kept their distance so that we can talk and move around fairly freely. But that's only happened since the video release.
Because I've had people message and say, you shouldn't be putting videos like this out. It's, you know, it's intrusive, shouldn't be doing it. You don't know anything more than the doctors. You know, let the professionals do their job. And I think it's important for people to see why we did this.
I understand my weight is very low and that's dangerous, and I do not want to be a low weight. I don't like being a low weight. It makes you really cold. It makes you like feel really full really quickly. It's not nice being a low weight, and obviously it's dangerous for your health. I don't want to be at risk of anything. I want to gain weight. However, I think it would be better done in the community where I can eat foods that are high in protein, high in fibre, have like fruits and vegetables, and eat in social settings, which is good for like your mental health, and get light like movement, because that helps keep your muscles working. I don't mean running a marathon, but being able to walk up a set of stairs would be really good, and like just have like, I think it would be more beneficial to gain weight in the community, surrounded by family and friends and things and people I love, and eating a good balanced diet rather than living off of pre-packaged food in a hospital ward, getting no sleep, and being constantly in a state of almost like terror, like, oh my gosh, what if someone comes in, what if I do something wrong, what if someone's this, blah, 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 blah.
And you're having croissants, you said, for your meal at the moment now, aren't you? Yeah.
I was eating pre-packaged chocolates as mentioned in the previous video, but a nurse said to us that chocolate melts in your stomach, so I wasn't gaining weight, and I was really worried because I thought, oh no, maybe it's my fault. So I stopped eating those, and now I'm having croissants instead.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And yeah, hopefully they'll let me in again.
Maybe.
Maybe. It's always a gamble as to whether I'll be let in or not, because obviously hospitals are a business, mental health trusts are a business, and they don't like having a spotlight shone on them when they're not doing the right thing. And for people that are saying, but she needs to be in hospital, she's a very low weight. The thing is, as you've heard, they haven't done any medical interventions during how many days now? It's got to be about 21, isn't it?
22 today.
Yeah, 22 days. So you haven't been put on intravenous, you haven't had a PEG or an NG, you've had nothing.
And when, sorry to interrupt.
No, don't be, that's fine.
When they've done the observations, they've not found any issues. When they've done blood tests, they've not found any issues. So they are keeping me here just in case there is an issue, not because they've found any. There's no immediate risk to my health other than my weight, and while that is a big concern, I think it could be managed a lot better, a lot safer, and a lot healthier in the community.
Well, they've got a 24-hour guard outside the door, and apparently that costs about $2,000.
About £2,000 a day.
A day. So that money could be spent on Holly being at home and someone coming out each day. But yeah, common sense.
Or it could be spent educating nurses, doctors and consultants on how to better care for and understand disabled people and people with complex conditions, rather than paying to lock one disabled person in a room.
I agree.
Yeah.
All right, thank you both so much.
Thank you, Emma.
All
thank
right.
you to AIM once again for all your support.
You're very welcome.
And thank you to everyone for saying such kind things and for trying to understand and help in any way you can. It's really, really appreciated.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.